All right. Yay! Okay, we are back with our next 6 months of training things, and we're sticking with basics because it goes real well for us. And I think everyone would agree that that is a big focus within the company. I think if you went to World Tour, that was a big focus. And I think it's going to continue to be a focus for a while, hopefully forever. I just think it's the most important part. So, I asked my friend Whitney to come on and talk about the join process and um, guiding people through the Quick Start Awards and all of that jazz, because she's awesome and you're gonna love her. And she just earned Grace level 4, and she's got lots of good stuff to say. So if you've never heard from her, you're in for a treat. I'm gonna make her the person, and it's all yours, Whit.
All righty. Thank you so much, Dawn, for having me. I appreciate the opportunity and trusting me with your people. Yeah, I'm going to talk to y'all about my recruiting process and training people through those quick start awards. Um, First things first, I'm Whitney Hebel. I am the Superstar Director of Simply Grace and Grit. I joined in 2017, decided to make a business in 2019, and just hit the ground running. Um, I do this full time, and I do this full time by choice. So it was either go back to work or make Cincy a thing, and I wanted to make Cincy a thing. So that is my focus. Is this business and making sure that we are just rolling along. And a huge part of a successful, large, foundationally strong business is going to be sponsoring, and it's going to be sponsoring a lot. It's going to sponsoring recruiting. So when I say sponsoring, y'all, whatever you call it, that's what I'm talking about. Um, I'll probably intertwine the words anyways, but having a big business, you're gonna have to sponsor, okay? The people that are directors and above, y'all know this, you're gonna have to sponsor. Um, with sponsoring, I have always been told and taught and teach to my people that sponsoring is a lifestyle. Sponsoring is something that you're gonna have to do just like you do the rest of this business, right? Um, PRV is something that we can control. It's very important to our business too. But sponsoring for me personally, and I think I can speak for most people when they say it's harder, because you can, in my opinion, completely control your PRV. Sponsor is not something that necessarily you can control because you can't, you're going to have sponsoring is a not numbers game, and a lot of people may not agree with that, but I always say the more conversations you're having, the more people you're talking to, the more likely you are to get those yeses, right? So when I really was focusing on sponsoring, I needed a system that I could teach to my people. It is a very simple system. It's called ATF, which means ask, track, follow up. It is nothing special. It is, you could use a piece of paper to use this system. So it is literally just to ask. I always say, if you're building big, if you're building like full-time income, if that's your goal, we want to be sponsoring at least two people a month. So we need to be having about 30 to 40 conversations a month. And honestly, 30 was the COVID numbers. So probably closer even to 50 a month, to be honest with you, as far as how many yeses we're getting per our asks. But start with 30. So 30 a month, that's one a day, 7 a week. However you want to look at it, that makes you feel better, that makes it seem doable to you. And maybe your goal is just one a month. So then let's shoot for 20 a month as far as conversations, okay? So I needed a system that I could track with that. So I know I need to ask. I'm going to track those conversations because we feel like we ask everyone. I've already asked everyone if they can join my team. I promise you that if you start writing it down, every single conversation that you are asking someone about this business, you will realize that you're not asking a lot of people. You're not having the one-on-one conversations. You're probably sharing it. You're probably thinking about it a lot, but actually having the conversations, you're probably not having enough. Okay. And that comes from a big customer base. So that's kind of like the background to sponsoring is we're always growing our customer base. We're always meeting new people. you can only ask the same people so many times before they're gonna they're gonna be done with you, right? I mean, we have to keep growing. We have to keep having new people to have those conversations with. So that's kind of the backstory to sponsoring. Totally different training, but having the lifestyle of sponsoring, a lifestyle is described as the habits, interests, behaviors, and attitudes that together constitute that mode of living. That's the official definition. So that pretty much means that your habit is having those joint conversation. Your habit in your business is that one conversation a day. Your habit in your business is knowing what to listen for and what to look for on social media so you can ask those people. Okay. That's going to take some self reflection and accountability. And that's where that track part of ATF comes from. Again, when I track them, I just have a very simple spreadsheet. It has a place for name, date, and then I have a note section. And that is just for me to write down what their response was. Okay. I have actually quite a few from my desk here of papers that I write their names down and I go back to this, and that's where the follow up comes in. So that's going to be when there are really good joint specials in time. So every 3 to 6 months, I'm checking in with people. If they're saying no to me like 2 or 3 times, I'm gonna let them sit. A no's a no. I was taught that a no doesn't mean forever, but there are people who are meant to be my customers and not meant to be my teamies, and I have realized that in time. And I'd rather them stay a customer than me annoy the crap out of them to never want to be with me as a customer, right? Um, so I will say, we do follow up in time. There's a few people that they have told me a no a lot, but I'm still like, I'm not letting them go. Like I really want them on my team, and they know that. But then there's some people where I'm like, they're probably better off a customer, and that's okay. And that's okay. Because I always say this can be for everybody, but it's not for everybody. Okay, let's just be honest. Um, so the ATF system is something that when I'm sponsoring my highest amount of people a month, it's because I'm being consistent with using that system as ask, track, follow up. Um, the self-reflection with that is no one can make you do the action of asking. Okay, so Dawn can't ask your future teamies for you. You are going to have to take the time and have the self-reflection and the accountability with your accountability partner, your upline, whoever that may be, that you're gonna take the action in asking people. Um, no one can make you work your business for you. And that's just the truth of it. I'm a very black and white person, as in there's no gray with me. You'll see that tonight. But I mean it all in love, and I say it all because you're here for a reason on tonight. You're here to learn, and I'm not. I want to give you everything that I could possibly teach you or give you to be able to do that. Okay, and it's all with love, all with love. So you're gonna have to put in the hard work to do hard things if you want the big things. Okay. And that's where that sponsoring comes in. So how many conversations are you having? Like I said, goal is 30 a month, one a day, one-on-one conversation, 7 a week, whatever that looks like. So that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Okay. Um, I just put here too that again, I said at the beginning that that system is duplicatable for a team. Okay, so when someone says, "What's your system for sponsoring people?" That ask, track, follow up, because it keeps me accountable. It makes me realize that I'm having enough conversations, and then I have that hard data to then follow up with later. Alrighty, so we talked about just asking, and I've said that like we're just gonna have to have that action of asking and having those conversations, but who? So who are we talking to when we're having these joint conversations? Every single host. Okay. One thing that I do is before the party even starts, I ask the host, hey, I always say, being a host, you have the option to get paid off this party. Is that something you're interested in? Okay. I'm not asking if they want to make this their full-time job. I'm not asking anything, but do they want some money? Because if they want some money, they can get paid off this party. That can be their launch party. We can flip it to them. I am very giving in that way, again, because I can control my PRV. I cannot control the sponsoring. And if there's someone who wants to just dabble in the Scentsy world, we're going to dabble. Okay. Even if it's just that one party and that's it, and they decide it's not for them, I've done my due diligence as a leader to invite them and offer them that opportunity. Okay. So anyone who's spending a lot with you. Okay. So if someone's making more than one order a month, we are having a joint conversation. We're going to say things like, hey, you're spending a lot of money with me. Do you know that you could be getting paid off your purchases? The other part of that is club members. They automatically, their club gets rolled to them. We're going to talk about the join special. Okay. Or not join special. Well, this month we're going to talk about a join special, but we're going to have the join opportunity conversation. Okay. Um, Obviously anyone that this business could bless. So I do want y'all to put in the comments, why did you join Cincy? Because I feel like we overlook that a lot. I joined because I need a couple hundred extra bucks a month. That was originally why I joined. A lot of people join for the product. They join to get paid off their purchases and it turns into something else. Um, and we forget that. We forget that people aren't joining to change their whole life, to be completely honest. No one, I've never had someone join and say, I'm joining because I'm going to be an SSD one day, right? Pay back on purchases, originally for the product, pay off student loans, right? So there's these small things that we did, and there are other people still looking for that opportunity to have something to do those things. Okay. Love the products, wanted to earn back on my purchases. That's a foot in the door. And for some reason, we've gotten away from that, but that's a foot in the door. Having someone join because they love the product is a foot in the door. So then they can see this Scentsy life and see what they love about it and see that they want to do it because of the people or the community or the paychecks. Okay. Whatever it may be. Um, so that was my other thing. Anyone who loves the products. Anytime you're in a conversation and it feels right. And I know that maybe not everyone has that discernment with people to know when is the right time. But if people are saying key words like, oh my gosh, I can't get enough of it. If they're saying things like, I'm making my wish list is getting longer and longer. Maybe they're saying things like, I can't afford it right now, but I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to get a diffuser, whatever it may be, right? That if they're yearning for something, whether it be product or money wise, that's a go for a joint conversation. I'll be real honest with you. If someone's been my customer for over, we'll probably say 3 months, they've been asked about the opportunity. Okay. Because if they are a repeat customer, they're being asked, have you ever thought about doing this? Have you ever thought about being a consultant? Have you ever thought about making some extra money? You know, whatever that may look like, we're asking everyone. There's no one that you're not going to ask. The only people you're not going to ask are the ones that you're afraid of. And that was something that I could not get over at the beginning was I was always so worried about what Susie Q from high school was going to say about me building my team. Okay, well, guess what? Susie Q from high school sees that back home, we're booming. Okay, I'm originally from North Carolina. I'm a military spouse. We're in Tennessee right now, but back home, Durham, North Carolina, you're right. There's a bunch of consultants, and guess what? They're all on my team. Okay. And they're watching that grow. They're watching that success. They're watching that boom. But honestly, it was all right here. There's not one specific person where I was like, I'm scared of what they're going to say. It was a me problem. It was something in my head that I was scared what someone was going to say if I asked them to join. I mean, that sounds so silly of me to say now, but some of you are probably feeling that way where you're like, I can't get over the fear of the maybe the rejection or what someone may think if I ask them. Um, they're going to talk about you regardless. I'm just going to throw that out there. So whether you ask or not, you're still losing. Okay. So get out there and ask. Ask that one person who you're scared to ask, because the more you do it, the less scary it's going to be to do it in the future. Okay. The more you do that scary habit, it's going to give you the belief in yourself that you dream of right now to be able to do. Okay. So we're going to do it. We're going to ask those people. We're going to do it scared. If they say no, you're working. That's what I always say. If you're getting no's, you are working your business. If you're not getting responses, it's because you didn't ask or they're ghosting you. That's a no, and you'll be fine. I promise. You will be fine. Um, Anyone who's watching you, that's someone else to ask. So the thing about social media is you can see a lot who's watching your stuff. Go to your stories. If you're consistent on your on your shorties, I'm gonna start calling them shorties. If you're consistent on your stories, you can see who's watching you. You can see who is consistently looking at all of your stories. Same thing for your VIP group. You can see who's looking at your posts. I mean, Facebook is getting wonky and sometimes they hide it, but if you can see it, go look and see who's looking at every single one of your posts. Maybe they're too scared to step out and ask you a question about your business, right? And that's what we're going to do as leaders is do the scary things and say, hey, I love that you're, and maybe even people that are interacting or that they comment on your stuff, maybe they're not even a customer. Maybe they're just a big supporter. Maybe they want to do this too, again, but they're too scared to take the leap. Like you're too scared to ask them. So anyone who's watching you, um, so here's an actionable item for you tonight. So if you're like, I don't know who to ask, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to your contacts homepage on your workstation. You're going to sort and filter by the last purchase date. And from, what's today? March 13th. Let's just go to December. We'll go to December 1 because December's a wonky month. December 1 until yesterday. And we're going to run a report. There's your people. There's your people to ask because guess what? They've ordered in the last few months. So they're current with what's going on with Scentsy. And you're going to say what sounds true to you. So I want you to make it sound like you. But here's your excuse for asking them is to say, we are in a brand new catalog and it's amazing. It is gorgeous. If they've ordered this month, they know that, they've seen it, right? And we're going to say, is being a Scentsy consultant something you've ever thought of? Have you ever thought about being a Scentsy consultant? Okay, we have a brand new catalog. It's an amazing time, and we have a $35 join special this month. So if you're running that report and you're asking those people, I'm pretty sure y'all are all going to mostly have at least 30. That's your actionable item for this month. Okay. Those are your 30 conversations. You can knock that out in a couple days. Now, I will say when you're having joint conversations, even when you're having host conversations, I heard this tip actually recently, and it makes a lot of sense. Do 10 at a time. Because that's going to give one, people time to reply and to you kind of feel to see how people are receiving whatever message you sent to them. And that's going to give you time to have that self-reflection to say, maybe I should change a few things up. And I'm not saying copy and paste the same message to everyone, but we all kind of have like these groups of people that we know how to talk to them, right? Maybe it's just me, but you have time to change your verbiage if you need to, is what I'm saying. Alrighty, so that's your actionable item. Everyone who has ordered since December 1. Okay. So I've already talked a little bit about this, but the how is saying things like, have you ever thought of being a consultant? You're one of my best customers. Would you be interested in getting paid back on your purchases? I know you love Scentsy products and we are just started our new catalog. Are you interested in being a consultant? Talk to them like you'd want to be talked to. So after you send those 10 messages, go back and ask, or not ask, go back and read the messages that you sent. If you would like to receive a message like that from someone, then you're on the right track. But if you're like, it's a little too spammy, or maybe it's a little too copy and pasty, or maybe it's a little too broad, however it makes you feel when you read it is how they're going to feel. Okay. So make sure that you're reviewing that before you send it. Make it sound like you. That is the most important thing because though those people, if they say yes, are looking for something like Scentsy, they're going to join with you because you're you, not because you're Dawn, not because you're Whitney, not because you're Kendra. They're going to join with you because you're you and you're authentically you and they know you. Okay. So talk to them like you'd want to be talked to. Um, So we already talked about the track and the follow-up, but in addition to the Cincy systems, we're also sharing consistently. So if you haven't shared the Join Special this month, definitely need to do that. And when I say share, I mean like broad. Email, stories, personal page, VIP page, printouts. It needs to be everywhere because here's the other thing people will say all the time. I hear it and it drives me crazy is I don't want to spam people. You don't want to spam people, then don't spam people. Okay. Do it in an authentic way. And the other thing I'll say that is if it's going to annoy someone, what you're sharing authentically, not a graphic, not a whatever, something authentic to you, if it's going to annoy them, they're really watching you. If someone knows that you've shared the join special in all those 5 areas, they are seriously watching you. Okay. And something else is going on if they're watching you that hard and they're not interested. Okay. So that's a them problem, not a us problem. That's a them problem. So we're going to share it everywhere because that is what we do as leaders. We offer that. We are offering that opportunity. So we're sharing the discounted kits. We're sharing the join special. We're sharing our Scentsy life. So if you receive any recognition from your upline, you're sharing that. This meeting, you should be taking a picture and sharing about this awesome meeting because on our team, our upline offers us trainings and she brings in other people to hear other opportunities, other perspectives of this business. And we are always working, learning, and growing. Okay. Stuff like that, people want to see when they join a business. They want to know that they're not just going to join and they're on their own. No, they're going to have all these people and they're going to have this meeting and they're going to have that opportunity. So them seeing that could be a spark for them to be like, oh, wow, like this is a real thing. If I join, I'm not going to be alone. So sharing the meetings, sharing the awards, sharing when you're attending World Tour, sharing when you're attending SFR, sharing when you signed up for SFR, sharing when you got your awards in the mail, your charms, your certificates, sharing that you went and got an ice cream cone with Cincy money. Include the income disclosure, by God, but share it, right? We're sharing that Cincy life. So we talked about the recruiting process. I'm doing pretty good. 20 minutes. We're good. We're good. Let's talk about they're in, they're here, they're ready to do the things, and we're going to train them through the Quick Start Awards. All right. I'm going to say this. And if you don't hear anything else that I say tonight, I want you to hear this. You are not responsible for your teammates' success. Okay? Write it down. Say it. Put it somewhere and say it till you believe it. But you are not responsible for your teammates' success. They are. They are responsible for their success because we are all independent business owners. What they do with this business, what they do with this opportunity is on them. Okay. Now, saying that, as someone's sponsor, it is your responsibility to help them by giving them the tools that they need to succeed. But it is not your job to give them the tools and then pick up the tools and then do the work for them. One, it's not allowed. And two, it's not replicatable. It's not something you want to start in your business. You are not responsible for your teammates' success. Amen. Can I get an amen? Because here's the thing. Leadership is an offering, and that's what we do. We offer a lot. This call that Dawn offer is an offering, right? And y'all took her up on this offer. She set this up. That's what leadership is. And that's what you need to do for your people. Because here's the thing, when they click sign up or whatever, join now, whatever the button says, I don't even know, they're getting an email from Cincy and they are getting the exact same resources, tools, toolbox that every single other consultant are giving. The successful people in this business aren't successful because their sponsor did something magnificent. It's because it was within them to do that. It was within them to pick up those tools that they were offered and use them in their business. Again, saying as a sponsor, yes, you should be supportive. Yes, you should do the offering. But if someone comes in and they're not doing the work, it's their business they're not doing the work on, okay? So, as a leader, I match energy. So, you want to work? Let's work. You want to build a business? Let's build a business. You want to sell 1,000 PRV in your first month? Let's sell 1,000 PRV. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do it. We're going to brainstorm together. We're going to have tons of ideas. You're going to have tons of resources that you, as a new consultant, are going to have to invest in yourself to learn, right? You're going to have to do the reading. You're going to have to do the watching. You're going to have to do the listening. You're going to have to do the showing up to teach yourself and to learn how to do things. But the resources and the tools are there. They're given by me and they're given by so many other consultants. Okay. They don't want to work. That's okay too. And I still love them and appreciate them and know that they have a place on my team and in Scentsy. Okay. Now, I am one person. So you come in and your guns a blazing, I'm going to work with you. You come in and you ghost me for 3 days, I match energy, right? I'm not going to say I'm going to ghost you because I'm going to be there for you. The first 70 days, you need something, I'm there for sure. But again, I match energy. Okay. Let's talk about expectations when we have a new teamie. We have that person come in and you're like, they're going to be awesome. They're going to kill it. They're going to be my next leader. They're going to get all the awards, and they don't. That's why we need to throw expectations out the window of anyone and everyone. And that's really hard to do because we are human and we have a lot of expectations of people and places and things, but try your best to not have expectations of a new teammate. Okay. Again, you're giving that offering, the same offering you're giving everyone else. It's what they do with it that's important. But you also set the tone. So here's something that a lot of consultants get kind of confused with. If you're offering someone the opportunity to join Scentsy and you say something like, hey, have you ever thought about getting paid off your purchases? Like I've just said a few minutes ago. And they're like, actually, that's a really good idea. I do spend a lot with you. And then they come in their first month and all they did was place their order. You can't get mad because you offered them to join to get paid off their purchases. Okay. So we got to set the tone with that too. Now, if you offered it and you're like, you would do so good with this, and they're like, yes, I need to make X amount of money, and they're not doing those things, then okay. But you can't tell someone, hey, let's join to get paid off your purchases and then expect them to book 10 parties their first month. Okay, that's you're setting yourself up for failure for that. So don't expect anything with anyone. When someone asks for details about the business, let them lead the conversation. What questions do you have? That's what I always say. What questions do you have? Because here's something I did in the very early years. I would word vomit and I would send paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. And I mean, bless them if they read it, but I wouldn't have read it because I don't like to read. Um, so now I'm just like, what are your questions? What do you need to know? What specifically is holding you back from doing it? I would love to talk to you about it. But I also always say the biz itself can be anything that you want it to be. And that as a leader, I have to remember that I said that and stay true to that. And I'm going to meet them where they're at. Again, they want to get paid off their purchases. Awesome. We're going to do that. They want to sell X amount of dollars. Awesome. We can do that too. But I always tell them, once you join, we are going to do a launch party and I'm going to help you do that. I actually talked with someone about that yesterday on another team because she was like, I just had someone join with the join special. She's actually never used the products, but she's always been really interested. She saw the join special and she joined. She was like, but I don't know. I asked her if she wanted to do, if she wanted me to like walk her through the workstation, and she said she wasn't sure yet, but that she would think about it. I always tell them that I'm going to do a launch party for them. Okay. I do it for them. I do it on Facebook because that's my jam. But this is why I always, and I tell them before they join, we're going to do at least a launch party because I want them to know how to best benefit themselves. So even if they are joining for the discount, they know that the best way to do it is to put it through a party, to have the orders, to get orders from their best friends and family that are local, to use a shopping link if they're not going to order with a party. All of those things are learned from doing a launch party. So I want to set them up for success. We're still going to announce to their friends and family. I'm like, well, let's just go ahead and get as much free and half price stuff as we can with this launch party while you're learning your back station, your workstation, okay, your back office, whatever y'all call it. Um, and I've never, ever been turned down from offering that to someone because they need to know how to put an order in. And instead of them coming to me in 2 weeks saying, what's the best way for me to do this? They're going to know by running a launch party. I'm running it for them, but I'm having them set up their party link. I'm sending them a video on how to do that. It's also in their workstation. They're also going to close their party because I can't do it for them. So I'm still teaching them these things. I always tell them, give me a week, we'll do your party. And after the launch party, you can do whatever you want. You want to book a party? I'll help you book a party from your party. You want to be done and just get paid off your purchases or just get paid off your club? That's fine too. But we're going to do a launch party. Okay. And we're going to start that ASAP. That's going to set up someone who may, again, just join for the product discount. That may set them up to say, okay, this is not that bad. I could do a party a week or I could do a party a month, so they can say, oh, well, maybe I could help pay off that credit card bill or I could put some money towards this. Those are the things that are going to keep people's minds going. Oh, I do need to pay attention to our team page because that's where they talk about ideas on how to do this or that, right? All of that is led from their initial contact in this business. Now, if they come in and they're like, I don't want anything to do with anything, I have zero interest. I've had people tell me, I just rather pay you. Awesome. Let's do a party. I want to meet some of your friends. That's what I'm going to say to that person. Okay. Because if you're begging them to sign up, if you're begging them to join, you're going to be begging them the rest of their Scentsy career. And that is not what you want. I promise it's not what you want. Okay. So we're setting up that launch party, and the goal is the first thing we're going to talk about is active, but the goal is 500 PRV as that shooting star in that first week in their launch party. Okay. And that's why we're starting their launch party the next day after they start. I am a hit the ground running. Let's do it. Again, I do the launch party for them. I will send them a post. So the first day I'll send them one post, the next day I'll send them two posts, and so on. So they are also sharing because I just tell them, I'm going to do the party for you, but these are your friends. They don't know me. They don't know me from Adam. They need to hear from you, just like I would do a host. Okay. It's no more work than what a host does. So the first goal is that active, but then it's the big one is that shooting star. Okay. That shooting star. So that we want to do that in the first week. Sorry, we have our windows open. It's a little cool here and bugs are coming in. The 500. So we're hitting that shooting star. And then obviously the next one's going to be certified consultant. If they are doing their launch party, the questions that they have from doing that party is they're going to naturally arise. They're going to say things like, so and so wants to order, but she's not local to me, but she's local to someone else. Can they combine? Yes, they can do that. We can split all those little questions that maybe you feel like you need to blurt out in the beginning. Again, I go off them. So I let them lead the conversation. If they're setting up the post, they're going to naturally get questions about our products. Hey, so and so wants, I don't know, purple rhino from Yankee Candle. What do we have that's like that? Oh, well, when someone asks me that, I look to go see the scent notes and then I search those scent notes on my website. So you go do that and let me know what comes back. I'm teaching them how to work their business, right? I'm not doing it for them. And then after that party, depending on where they're at, how close are they to Sensational Start One? Do they want one? Do they want to? Again, whatever they are willing to put in, that's what we're going to do. Okay, you want Sensational Start One? We need to book another party. Ask your mom and 3 other friends if they will book a party for you so that you can be introduced to some of their friends too. Okay. When they join, they get an email from Scentsy, but they also get a welcome email from me, and that has a new consultant launch. I'm going to share all of these files with Dawn to then share with y'all. But I send them the welcome email. It is very short and sweet. Everything I do in my business is very simple, simple, simple. I told you I don't like to read. I'm a skimmer, so I don't write long messages. I will read them, but well, I don't, that's a lie. I won't read. Not gonna lie to y'all. But I will send a very short message to the point that you know the answer to. So in that is a link to the new consultant launch that is a checklist. And they can go through that while we're doing their launch party. Every single person gets the exact same info from me. Okay. Every single person gets the exact same info. So I'm going to send y'all the welcome email. I'm going to send y'all the new consultant launch. If they're a reinstatement, they also get a reinstatement launch. That's pretty much just telling them to do a relaunch party. And if they're a reinstatement from before, then they know what to do because I've trained them to do that before. And if they are from someone else, then I will treat them like a new person and offer to do a relaunch party for them. So in that new consultant launch, they are being set up for success. They are being told exactly what to do, how to do it, videos on what to do. The first things first checklist is now the, what's it called? That thing. Yeah. And if they log into their workstation, it is
Success paths.
that thing, Success Pass. It is so laid out for them that if I was not here, they would be fine. And that's what I tell them too. Like you got to use what Sensei's given us, guys. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. I've actually thought about getting rid of my new consultant launch because it's very similar but there are a few personal touches that I have in there, like our team page. I asked them to do a frontline focus form so I can get to know them better. I asked them to of people to watch, all those little personal things. Now, on the back side of that, I have a new Teamy checklist, and that is my back office to know that I offered everyone the same thing. Okay. So, again, it's simple. It's real simple. It's things like I've sent them the welcome email, I've added them to the page and posted their welcome post. I have put their shooting star and 70th day date on my calendar. I have mailed a welcome packet to them. I have confirmed that they have noticed that they have announced on social media that they're a consultant. That sounds so simple, right? A lot of people join and they don't announce they're a consultant on their personal page. Why? Why are we not doing that? Confirm that they've completed that form I just told you about. They've scheduled their launch party. They go live with their starter kit. Honestly, that's that I have confirmed that I've asked them to go live because we're just matching energy over here. Reviewing host rewards and perpetual party reward, explaining to them what that is. Again, it is literally a checklist. This pink is within their shooting star days. This is by their 70th day. It's simple stuff. Inviting them to any scheduled meetings, sending them videos on how to close a party, talking to them about the compensation plan, how we get paid. Y'all can see that when I send it over. The biggest thing is that everyone gets the same amount of information. Is what they do with that information with how much they get from me. Okay. Because again, I'm one person. If I'm doing for one person, I need to be able to do it for the 1,000 on my group, right? I need to be able to do it for 100 plus frontline. And that is the most important thing to me because I know I'm a product of it that people can be successful without their sponsor. They shouldn't have to be, but they can be. Okay. And I'm not telling you to sponsor people and let them figure it out on their own. I'm telling you to sponsor people and give them what they're giving you. Okay. Because if you have someone come on and they're ready to rock it, let's go. Let's rock it. I'm going to match it. I'm going to probably go a little bit more than you. But if they come in and they're like, not for me, that's okay, girl. That is okay. We are good to go. So that's what I got for you tonight. A lot of checklists. I'm a checklist girly. If y'all have any questions, please let me know. I'm literally an open book. But yeah, that's it.
So good. Even I got some good notes out of that because
Good.
My people know my big thing this year, personally, is to do a lot more recruiting. So,
It's a lot of conversations.
so many conversations, but we
That's
got
what
to
it
have
comes
them.
down to.
I've
That's what it
said
comes
I've said the whole time I've been in this business. Well, once it became a business for me.
down to.
Unfortunately, you got to talk to people. And it doesn't matter how much you don't like people. I don't like people either, but you still got to talk to them.
But the thing is, we now have social media.
I
This
know.
is my business, right?
We have so many
So I can
tools
talk to
now.
people, so
And
many tools.
I literally also always like to like I think why basics became such a big thing for our group too is like this month is my 13-year anniversary with Sensi, which is a really long time. And I've never done anything for 13 years in my life. So, I probably haven't done most things for 3 years. So like it's a pretty big deal. But like what we had, this just kind of goes with her talking about the tools, like what we had when I joined in 2012 and what we have now from a training standpoint, from a workstation standpoint, from a back office standpoint, from the home office standpoint, from what's in our catalog are so light years apart and improved. And I would have been the most wildly successful person in the entire universe. They wouldn't have known what hit them if I had access to the tools that our workstation provides from the jump because you don't need, and I didn't have anybody. My upline quit immediately. So like we really did not have anybody and nobody would respond to things. And since he was much smaller and it was just a completely different world, but we figured it out and we did fine. But like the tools we have now, y'all, it is crazy.
But
There's
it's
so
almost
many.
like it's too easy. You know
It's,
what I mean? Like
I'm like, if I could
y'all figured
get
out.
all of the things,
Yeah.
and I was just looking for where my catalog was from when I started. I was like, we had wax and warmers and buddies. That was our,
And the warmers weren't great. I
oh, they
mean,
were not. I'm trying to
they're a
reach
little
my
rough.
collection here.
My first warmer, good Lord,
Um,
it was brown and it was ugly, but I got it as a gift. So
this is why I keep one of every catalog because I'm a weirdo.
I do too.
Um, and this was like just this is like fun to like we had small buddies and that was like a big deal. We had gotten those. Um, but like this was our like warmer collection. It was
Oh,
it was basic. And we were excited because this catalog we got I just went past it. We got Silhouette.
oh yeah.
Remember this? Some of you wouldn't remember that. And I mean, it's just kind of wild. Like, here's our mini warmers. So, and we were hitting our goals with just this little 30-page catalog. And that's it. Like, there was nothing else. Our product line and price range and everything is so much better now. Um, And so I always just laugh when people are like, our stuff's expensive. I was like, there's literally the same price points in the catalog as when I started 13 years ago. We've added higher price points. But again, just like with joining, we can't assume anything for anybody. Don't assume what they're willing to spend their paycheck on. That's not our business. And all we can do is share it. Same with the joining thing. And I wrote it in the chat if anybody's paying attention. Like, are you even sharing that we have a joint opportunity, that joining is an option, that you're building a team. If you're not talking about building a team, then they don't know that's an option. So like and if you come in, they're gonna be shocked as hell because what do you mean? Build a team? What? You just sell Cincy. What are you talking about? Like they don't know. So like you also have to be talking about it. And I think one of my big things the past few years is to make the joint conversation sort of like your first thing. Make it a product that we offer and don't skip over that because the sale's the easy part. That makes sense. Those are my additional talking points about joining. So
Love it.
that's all we got for you guys tonight. It was so good though. Hope you guys loved that. Um,
Thank you. One thing.
Thank you to Whitney for coming and giving your time to us. Thank you for all of you guys for taking the time out of your night. Next month is April 14th. We'll kind of like backtrack a little. We are going to be talking about building your customer base, which will help with this part. But the join part's the like it's usually the mental struggle for most people. So we wanted to give you guys as much time as possible to like think about the join part. But next month, April 14th, mark your calendars, customer base growth. So that's all. That's all I got. Go have a great night. And we still have a lot of March left. So go have a great March. We're not even halfway through.
Right.
Bye, guys.
Have a great night.
Bye.